half percentage rate drop, the first drop we've seen since the pandemic.
Yesterday, the federal chair, Jerome Powell, cut the benchmark interest rate by 0.5%.
The Federal Open Market Committee decided to reduce the degree of policy restraint by lowering our policy interest rate by a half percentage point.
So what does this mean for the housing market?
This is a big deal. After over 2 years of interest rate hikes, it's a breath of fresh air. So let's talk today about how that affects you as a home buyer and a home seller, what it's going to do to mortgage rates, and what you can do in reaction to this new paradigm as we see inflation falling and our interest rates going down on borrowed money. When rates come down, you get an influx of buyers that are sitting on the sideline. I have a few myself who are just sort of waiting for the time to be right. We're going to see more buyers come onto the market, and that's going to drive demand. Demand is also going to push up those home values. So we may see an increase in home values in the coming months because of this interest rate cut. I'm very curious to see if these interest rates are going to continue to go down. The Fed did say in the meeting yesterday, he doesn't have a set plan, that he is going to go meeting by meeting and make decisions based on what they're seeing in the US economy.
We are not on any preset course. We will continue to make our decisions meeting by meeting.
So we don't have a clear sense on what he's going to do moving forward. We do know that this rate cut is a big deal, that it is showing that we are moving in the right direction as far as inflation is concerned, and they're trying to slow down any sort of recession. The Fed benchmark interest rate is not tied to mortgage interest rates. I know a lot of people think that it is. It's a misconception. There is definitely a conversation, a response that happens when the Fed makes some big moves like this, but it doesn't necessarily mean it automatically comes through in those mortgage interest rates. After the last 2 years of watching these interest rates creep up to combat inflation, we were almost kissing 8%. 7.79% was the national average in October of 2023. Today, we're seeing interest rates at around 6%, just hovering above 6%, and probably going to push into the high fives. I'm hoping, in a few years when we are really back on track and all cylinders are firing on the US economy, we get back down to 4.5. I think if we get back to 4.5%, we're going to see another boom in the real estate market. We're going to see people wanting to refinance again. We're going to see people comfortable selling their house and buying into a new house. A lot of the baby boomers are kind of sitting, waiting for these interest rates to go back down so that they don't have to take on a big mortgage. There's going to be movement there and more inventory and supply on the market.
State experts do expect a rate cut to prompt more people to list their homes and more buyers to enter the marketplace, but that isn't necessarily a good thing for those looking for a deal.
Right now, and when interest rates are a little bit higher, you have less competition, which is kind of nice because you can get that house, you can get that offer accepted. When there's a lot of competition, good luck. It's going to be the days of 2020, the pandemic, when they'd have 25 offers on a table for a house and almost impossible for buyers, unless they're going to come in way over asking with all the terms in the favor of the seller, including contingencies, time, credits, repairs, all that, all that gets wiped away. So keep that in mind if you are waiting if you're waiting for these interest rates to come down even more, you're going to also decrease your odds of getting that home that you want.
I think first and foremost, it's going to have a positive psychological impact for those folks that see that probably we are at the peak or past the peak for rates.
This is a good time to do 3 things. We want to improve our credit score. This is a great time to do that. Find a good lender and create a solid relationship with that lender where you can call them and ask them questions when that time comes and you need to be ready and get that offer accepted. And 3, establish a relationship with a trusted real estate agent. Find a real estate agent that you can trust, that you work well with, and build that relationship now so that when you're up and running and ready to go, there's no hiccups. Get your real estate agent in there, you get your offer accepted, your lender's all lined up with the loan docs, and off to the races. When you want to improve your credit score, here's some things that you can think about. You want to pay down any significant loans. You want to get your financial paperwork in order. Don't open any credit cards or make any big purchases. Don't buy a car. Don't start spending money. You want to keep that credit score, that FICO score, up so that when you get your loan, you're going to get a better rate. The higher your FICO score, the better you look on paper, and you'll probably get a better rate with your lender. You'll have better terms with your lender. So keep all that in mind. When building a relationship with a lender, how do you find a lender? Start with your bank. Where do you hold your money? Where is your checking account? Where's your savings account? Start there. Sometimes big banks do have good rates, and they can at least be competitive. There's credit unions, there's small lenders. If you are unclear on how to find a lender, reach out to a real estate agent that you can trust. Your real estate agent will have a list of lenders, accredited lenders that they've worked with in the past that they know will get it done. And that's often a good place to start. If not the old-fashioned way, go to Google and start Googling around. It's really important that you have a solid relationship with your realtor, that you've built a relationship with that realtor. It's somebody that you can trust. How do you find a realtor? I mean, there's a myriad of ways. Obviously, if you find one that's recommended to you, but reach out to me directly. My number is in the comments below. I'm happy to help. Set up and schedule a buyer's presentation, a buyer's broker presentation. That's where you're going to hear what the realtor can do for you. You're going to voice your goals. You're going to voice your concerns. You're going to get on the same page. You're going to set expectations, and you're going to have confidence when you go into that deal and want to strike, get that offer accepted, and it's off to the races. Finding a real estate agent and building that team is going to be really important, and get you into that home with as little stress as possible. Now, doesn't that sound lovely? So make sure you get that relationship solidified before you go into your home search. If there's one thing I can impart on you today, it's there is no good time to buy real estate. Actually, I should flip that on its head and say, now is a good time to buy real estate. And I mean now, I mean now in a week from now, I mean now in a month from now, I mean now in a year from now. Now is the right time. If it's the right time for you, you are ready to buy a home, you are ready to buy an investment property, then go for it. Nobody can time the markets. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball here. You can shift on the fly. If you've gotten in at a high interest rate, let's wait for those interest rates to go down and refinance. You think you paid too much for your house? Wait a year, wait 5 years, wait 10 years especially, and you're going to look back and go, thank God I bought that house at that time. Whatever your concern is with the timing of the market, don't be concerned, just go for it. But I want to qualify this. This advice is for the long-term home buyers, people who want to buy a home, live in it for a period of 3 to 40 years. These are the people that I'm speaking to about buying real estate, and that your timing will never be off. It's just when you're ready, do it. Don't be afraid. Go for it. For more information, give me a call, give me a shout. My email and my phone number are below. I'm happy to set up an appointment with you. We can set up a Zoom call and talk about what your needs are, what your goals are, and how you can achieve those goals. I am a real estate agent here in the South Bay of Los Angeles. I have lived all over Los Angeles. I'm very familiar with many of the cities, from the Valley to the West Side to the East Side to the South Bay to Long Beach. So give me a shout, and we can set up a presentation, and I can tell you what I can do for you in your home search.